Yee, welcome to Barstool Bench Mob, presented by High Noon Hard Seltzer. We have, first of all, Rico's got to put on his thing. He has to be dramatic every single time. Also, I thought before we get into basketball, I did think that Rico was some things are bigger than sports. Za came on my vlog and talked about growing up with dwarfism. Not one thing Rico has retweeted once. Just letting everybody know from the
I
fan.
watched it during the games. Do you want
You
me to?
watched
Yeah, 1,000%. I watched it. It was on my list. I've said it for a million times. Za's one of the most interesting guys in the company.
like no joke. I
Yeah,
know
but
it's my video, but it's like Za's video. He's the best. The
I
He's
way
just
the
he talks
best.
retweeted
about
it, Marty.
it
I'm
doesn't
excited
change
to
any of
watch.
my opinion. I mean, like, it doesn't change any of my opinions about him, or
no,
well,
of
I should
course.
say, not change, but like, yeah, whatever.
He's
How
a
did we
guy. I'm
get
just
there?
saying, usually some things are bigger in sports. I didn't see anything from Rico. That's all I gotta say.
That's an odd way to open up the fucking show.
I know. I just wanted to I wanted you to get upset pretty early.
Za's my guy. If Za thinks at any point I'm wronging Za, I'll quit the show.
Tonight was interesting as well. We're gonna get into Tennessee and Arizona, Duke, Virginia Tech. It's been an interesting week. Even Alabama going down. Like we got a lot to talk
Also,
about.
it feels like the Big East is the only conference that's been playing the last few weeks. No,
Yeah, it has been feeling like that a lot. Like ACC pretty much just started today, and like I feel like the Big 12 hasn't started at even close. Like it's
no,
weird. It's so weird they all start different times like that.
yeah, because some of the conferences play 20 games, some of them play 18. So I guess they're just making up the numbers here and there. But yeah,
Yeah.
this is a weird time because obviously we're still kind of in non-conference play. Some teams are playing conference play. Then we have the COVID stuff, which we'll catch up on too, which is kind of making things messy. But
And Jake, tell me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure this happened on Pick Central, but do you remember beginning of I think it was like our first episode almost, or like Rico's biggest thing was like during Christmas week you take the underdogs because
yeah, the final, yeah, they check out, right? They mentally check out.
No,
and
some crazy shit.
he's only taken favorites this entire
Bro, I don't know where it's gonna happen. Fucking East Tennessee State just beat Georgia. Like I can't. There's 100 games a night. You want me to
you haven't taken one.
You want me to pinpoint exactly what's gonna happen? Why is there a fucking glare on this thing?
Oh, by the way, if you're wondering what that glare is, we're now posting our full episodes on YouTube, so go check it out. You'll
Right.
get all
That
the
is true.
context you need.
Look at
I
it.
got
It
a
looks
lot
like
of
there's
positive-
sun coming through this. Look at this fucking thing.
I got a lot of positive feedback on people like want to watch the full podcast and see Rico freak out like this pretty much.
Yeah, so
Look at
if
this.
you-
It's like a fucking dagger through my fucking head.
If you're wondering what Rico's freaking out about, go subscribe to our YouTube. You can watch it
I'm
in
gonna have
full.
to do the show like this now, like a fucking psychopath.
All right, Jake, bring us into it.
What are we
And
doing?
here we go.
What the fuck is that?
Please leave this in as well. Please leave this in. Let's talk about the COVID stuff real fast before the games, all right, Jake?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
done with COVID. I'm done with COVID. No fucking COVID. Play basketball. We live in America. Play the games. You get $1 million contracts. You wear new Nikes and comfortable shorts. Play the fucking games.
For YouTube, we are not cutting any of that. I want all that in. Like, this is exclusive for YouTube. Like, this is what we deal with every episode. This guy's nuts.
Obviously, stay safe, but play the fucking games. I want to watch basketball.
All right. Before we end today's episode,
I'm in a fucking rubber room down here. Play the fucking games.
About I knew
We're on dangerous terms right now because it's 12:13. If my wife wakes up, we're gonna have a murder live on YouTube. A murder.
Before we get into the episode, I want to talk to you about.
This is the weapon of choice. Box of nails right to the fucking throat, dude. So everyone calm down.
I want to talk to you about I knew hard seltzer.
The best.
It's the best. Rico's got his starting lineup up there. And he told me soon he's going to get a high noon poster up there. It's it's the best drink you can have around. I had one tonight when I got to see my high school friends. It's just a delight to drink. It's kind of like a cool guy thing to drink at the bar. Real vodka, real juice, black cherry, passion fruit. You got peaches, which is my favorite, pineapple, all the above. They got variety packs. Make sure you go get them. Again, I've seen so many people tweeting this at, so always retweet that. Rico, what do you tell me? Tell the people something about High Noon Hard Seltzer.
I mean, it's the best. It feels good in your hands. It takes the edge off. That's why I'm so calm, is I have a high noon every night.
Yeah, you're so calm.
So calm. 100 calories. You don't feel bloated. It's great.
That's the biggest thing, I think, is you don't feel bloated.
I can't live like this. So I don't know what the fuck's going on with these fucking lights.
Does that lights look fine?
No, it's a fucking dagger through my head.
Move a little to the fucking left, dude.
No, it's not. Oh my god!
Like the computer, not you, you fucking idiot.
Move the computer. No, it's still a dagger. Look at that. You guys don't see that?
Go that way.
This right? A little bit. It's not terrible.
There you go.
It's on both sides.
It's on the bed.
Now it's on fucking both sides.
YouTube exclusive. What a treat.
Look at this.
What's he doing? He's going to take the light bulb out. All right,
let's get into it.
While he's talking about, let's talk about.
I can't fucking live like this.
I know it's annoying to talk about, but like it is a big part of basketball right now, and it's the COVID rules. Like the ACC might suck, but they're the first people to figure out, hey, we're not going to give losses to conference games. We're going to try and reschedule this shit. ACC is the first conference to figure that out. I feel like of being like, this rule's stupid. Like we're not having a team lose because they don't have enough kids to play, especially when they feel fine, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because I thought we would see kind of like what happened in March 2020. We saw one conference cancel their tournament and the rest followed suit. Here, it seems like it's kind of split, right? Because some of these conferences have doubled down and said, we're not changing the rules.
Yeah, because they don't want to deal with that shit. But I think the Big East went back on theirs.
They did.
But which is weird, though, because now, which is almost more, because the ACC just started theirs. Like, they just started their conference play, so they made a decision. But the Big East, they've already had, like, some of them had already had 2 games against each other. And, like, DePaul's lost both of them because of COVID, no?
Yeah, I mean, DePaul, they need every win they can get. Not to say they haven't had a great non-conference season so far, but for the resume, like, they need these opportunities. If they lose them on the court, they lose them on the court. But they're 9-1 right now. I don't know. So the 4 leagues that are at least staying put with the forfeits for now, the AAC, the Atlantic 10, the Missouri Valley, and the WAC. I don't know.
What does that tell you, Jake? What does that tell you?
Are you saying because they're not a Power 6 conference, that doesn't matter?
Mid-majors are morons, and they're like,
okay, first of all, 2 of those 4 are not mid-majors.
They can't even fucking afford a fucking games, rescheduled games.
American, Atlantic 10 are not mid-majors. Missouri and the WAC. Missouri was a 2-bid league last year, so.
Missouri just got their. It's worth noting Missouri just got their fucking dicks kicked in by Illinois. Let's start there.
Missouri Valley. Missouri Valley.
Oh, well, sorry. Missouri got killed, Jake. I ain't painting my face now.
Yeah, that's your redemption from last year. Rico had to paint his face because they're going to beat Illinois.
Brutal.
Brutal loss in the bowl game, too.
Yeah, Army should have covered.
Yeah, so I don't know. These COVID rules, it's in a much different spot than it was last year because the vaccinations and the asymptomatics, we'll see. I feel like with whatever the CDC says, with potentially changing things with the asymptomatic tests, could change things.
No one knows shit. It doesn't. Yeah, we're gonna leave it at that. We're not getting the weird, I don't care about anyone's thoughts on it. Right. No one knows shit. People feel fine. People want them to play, but then they have COVID, so they want to get affected. I don't fucking know. All I gotta say is, I'm happy people are realizing you shouldn't just lose a game. You should try and reschedule at some point.
That's probably fair. Play the games. You play
in a tournament. You play every other day. No, like you play one game, you get it. You can do that in conference at one point as well. There's fucking 18-year-old kids; they'll be fine. Just like be safe and play the games. You can't just fucking. You literally just can't lose a game. That's so fucked up.
100%. We all agree. But yeah, some of the games that were canceled this week: Kansas, Colorado, which was supposed to be Dave Passionville Walton's first game together this season. USC, Oklahoma State, we lost. Those games were Tuesday. And then in terms of Wednesday, a lighter slate, but Our Lady of the Lake versus UTSA was one that we'll never get back. So hate to see
that one I was looking forward to.
That would have worked if the box scores.
Yeah.
But dude, even when UNC played Kentucky, like they played on a whim, like they were not expecting to play each other. Like that, I know UNC got smoked, but it does play a part into like they weren't game planning for Kentucky that fast.
You could say the same about Bama Davidson. Bob McKillop's a great coach. As much as you give, they probably should have beat him, but that's tough. Short notice. That's a tougher game.
Yeah, I agree, but UNC and Kentucky's a little different than
Without a doubt.
Don't try and bring your Alabama.
I'm just saying these
shit to me
games,
right now.
people just moving games around. It changes the game.
No,
plan.
it does though. I don't know. I'm fucking with you, the Alabama shit. Even though you're wrong, you gotta talk about it soon. But it is a different game plan. Like people aren't ready, but it is tougher when it's like UNC Kentucky. It's like, oh fuck, you're supposed to be UCLA. You have a different game plan, whatever. But
It's also with the Alabama point, and we'll I guess we could just lead off with that one because it was the biggest upset of the week so far. So Davidson 79, number 10 Alabama 78. In March Madness, you have 48 hours when you win in the first round to turn around.
yeah,
Same thing with Sweet 16 to Elite 8 and Final Four to National Championship. You have 2 days to prepare for the National Championship games. So I feel like these coaches are used to that. And in conference tournaments is even quicker, right? Because some teams have to play back to back to back to back. So yeah, I just think this Alabama loss, look, we'll just say there have been better weeks for friends of the program.
Well, this is the thing. I've told Rico this. Like, I know they're friends of mine too. I'm gonna let you know. I love Alabama as well. Like, but the thing with them, it's very obvious. Look, they shot 33% from three. What does that tell you? Like, and Davidson's not like a great team. They're good. They're like a
Well coached. They're definitely well coached.
They're a good team. They're not elite. Alabama is elite, but when they shoot 33% from three, they struggle. That's what it is. It's very black and white with Alabama, and it's just I don't know what else to say. Like they still played pretty well, but it's just Shackelford and Quinterly. That's it. You know.
Well, that's kind of the point. So Ellis is very up and down. I still think he might be the best two-way player in the conference because he is a lockdown defender.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's a defender. Yeah.
Right. No. Well, yeah, but he's scored 20-point games. Like when he wants to, he can hit some big shots. He's been down, and Davidson's been down. Is really the thing.
Davidson played well against the good teams too.
I know. Yeah, he's a freshman. I mean, that's what's going along. So when he gets 4 and Ellis gets 9, and you're looking to add on to Quinterly and Shackelford, that's really where you get your bulk of your points.
The weird thing with Davidson though, that game even Davidson against Davidson, tough to say. He played 20 minutes, but he was 2 for 4 from the field. Like it wasn't like he played bad, he just didn't really shoot.
No, he didn't. But that got Shackelford. What was the loss they had?
Iona.
Yeah, no, the loss they just had before Davidson.
Memphis.
Yeah, Memphis. When they played Memphis, Shackelford couldn't get it going.
Didn't he have 0 points?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he struggled badly. So,
but that's what I'm saying. When they
like he obviously was.
He had
more
10
involved
against Memphis.
So then, Jacksonville State, he got shut out. That's what it was.
Okay.
Jacksonville State, the game in between, right? So when
Yeah.
it was ugly, they won by 6.
Yes.
So if Shackelford's going to get more involved, Davidson's numbers are going to drop. So it's a give and a take. Like, but don't get me wrong. Like when they're all clicking, they look like fucking Baylor.
But that's the thing. That's
I know
what I'm
it's
saying.
tough
like,
to. Yeah, I got you. They're not
Gonzaga,
gonna click every
when they
night.
play against Gonzaga, that Alabama team cannot be stopped.
That's the team that wins it all.
That's what's scary. Like that's a team.
Right.
I'll tell you right now. I honestly almost like want to stop talking about Alabama because it's like If they get on a roll in March, they play at their top potential, they can 1,000,000% win the national championship because they are so fucking fast. Those guards are unbelievable. They play almost like an NBA team where they're just whapping threes. But like what happened last year, they struggled from three and they lose. It's like they just don't have one guy that they don't have a full complete team that can just one guy's down, someone takes over. You know what I mean?
I disagree with that. They have 4 guards. They have 4 really, really, really good guards. They have
I don't
decent presence inside with Gary and Badacchio or Bediako.
Gary's a good presence inside, but like so
Gurley's good.
Like Shackelford and Quinterly are the 2 guards who like take everything. But Davidson's kind of been like Ellis is not. You can't like I like him, good defender. He hasn't been good. He hasn't been good on offense at all this year.
He scored 20 and 19 before this, but against
He
Houston
hasn't
Gonzaga,
that's
in the
the
big
thing. So
games,
he hasn't been a consistent outpouring of points. Davidson's been ugly with the turnovers. Quinterly's been not so great with the turnovers. Shackelford's been not so great with the turnovers. But you also can't really penalize a team who's played a very, very tough schedule. You know, like
so look,
that's going to help.
So far, so they 33% against Davidson lost. Memphis 30% lost. Gonzaga 40% won.
Win.
And then who was the game before? Houston they won and they shot 40%. And then what was the game they lost again?
Iona.
And then Iona they shot 29%. See, it's just like it's just a 3. It's crazy.
These last 4 games with them since Gonzaga, which is again where they looked like they could win it all. So Houston was obviously the controversial ending. They could have lost that game. Then they got smoked by Memphis. Jacksonville stayed at home only by 6. And then this game, since Gonzaga, obviously they are 2-2, but not impressive. It's been weird.
Yeah, they need to re-kick it into high gear here for the holiday break because the SEC. Did you see LSU's schedule that they posted I tweeted it. It's murderer's row.
Auburn, Kentucky, Tennessee, Florida.
Everybody's going through that. Everybody's going through that. So SEC is going to be a lot of fun because it's very, very quickly it's sink or swim. Like you're going to lose 5 in a row by a combined 19 points. Like, is that out of the fucking norm to say that of how good the SEC is?
Yeah.
So whatever. So tough loss with Bama, not a crippling loss, but I mean they're human like everybody. They just got to shoot the ball well, and they got to get Davidson ready to go. They got to get everybody kind of ready to go, and turn it up.
I just need to read this. This makes no. This has nothing to do with anything besides it has college basketball. Cal State Northridge lost 82-80 to Bethesda University, a NCCAA school that came in with a 2-10 record. Losses include the Caltech. Bethesda's 2 wins were against Embry-Riddle and Life Pacific. If you count each division, NCAA D1, D2, D3, NAIA D1, D2, USCAA D1, D2, NCAA lost. So they lost to an 8th division team.
That seems hard to do.
I don't even know how that's a real thing.
Life Pacific's not a school. That's a fucking insurance. Like,
yeah, I was gonna say, is that a commercial with the whale?
It's
whatever.
That's a what they should.
Yeah. So there you go, Marty. That's good. It's Christmas week. That's fucking things can always be worse. Alabama's not that bad. It'll be fine.
Speaking of non-D1 teams, did you guys see? So Davidson, the game was in Alabama. They landed from Birmingham back on campus, and they just played again today against Johnson and Wales. 40. They played 2 games in 16 hours.
Nuts.
That's amazing.
And a flight.
But to end it on Alabama, it's black and white. I don't know what else to say. It's just threes. If they're not hitting, they ain't gonna win. It's just crazy that they can lose to such a low level team and also beat the highest. It's just it's a crazy up and down.
Davidson, by the way, 10-2. They could win the A10. St. Bonaventure has looked meh these last few weeks, so we'll see. All right, let's get to the game of the night. It was in Knoxville, Tennessee. Arizona, the number 6 team in the country. They lose for the first time this season. The number 19 Volunteers, 77-73. Rico, I know you're an officiating guy. A lot of whistles in this one.
Yeah, definitely a lot. The Arizona people are fucking going ballistic. They're like, if that game was officiated correctly, Arizona's still in it. That's fine, but you spotted Tennessee 17 or 18 points to start the game. Like
22-9 in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, whatever it was. Well, no, it was 11. What was it, 11-0? Or like, I remembered like 12-2.
The largest lead was 15.
16-2. 16-2
Yeah.
At 14:07. 16-2. And then it ballooned out to 22-9. Yeah, and then he had to take a timeout. Tennessee. I'm impressed with Tennessee's defense. I know they gave up 52 in the second half, but they go get the stops when they need it. Late, I remember a play. I don't know if it's as much Tennessee forcing a bad shot or Arizona taking a bad shot, but late they had all their guys with hands straight up, and somebody gets the knock on the ball. It kicks out. Now a 2-point game turns to 4. Or whatever it was, 4-6. Like, they just go get the stops when they want. Tennessee, I'm impressed with. I don't love Rick Barnes. I really don't think he's won anything in his life. And I don't even think Tennessee's, like, elite, but they play defense. So they're going to – that's fine, Marty, and I agree with you. They're not elite, but if you play defense like we've seen them, you can get pesky and make things ugly all the way through the tournament.
No, I kind of have, like, I shook my head because you're right. Like, I have the same take where they can win these games. Like, it sounds weird when I say this shit, but, like, Arizona impressed me because they played, like, they kind of played like shit in the first half. Like, it wasn't.
Oh, they did play like shit.
They played like shit, and then second half, they showed how good they are, and some whistles didn't go their way, blah, blah, blah. Like, the fact they were even in that game shows me that even on their bad days, like, they can still stay with a top-tier team. I mean, Tennessee's ranked 13. But their defense, you're right. Like, Tennessee, I don't put them in. Like, I don't think they can win the national championship. But, like, their defense is very good. And I don't know. It's fuck Fulkerson, by the way. I mean, he's going to charge he's going to charge a K. Rico, that's a funny tweet.
Yep, the price is going to go up. That's what I was going to say.
Rico, that was a funny tweet. I will give you that because I thought you were going to suck his dick. And I was like, I was getting pissed, and all of a sudden I saw 400. I was like, "That's funny."
Read your tweet for those who aren't watching.
It says, "Credit to Fulkerson.John or whatever the fuck his handle is. Effort like that, I bet he bumps his podcast fee to $400 an appearance."
You think I'm gonna like out of that?
Probably not. I don't even know if it's him. It could be a fan account, but fuck him.
Yeah, no, he definitely deserves to raise that price after this one with 24 points, 8 of 13 from the field, getting to the free throw line 12 times. I mean, it was a holistic team effort. You have 4 guys in double figures, Powell off the bench. Obviously, the freshman Chandler wasn't involved. He didn't have a great night. He had 8 points. But with Arizona, I kind of agree with what Marty was saying in that this is as impressive you can be in a loss.
Yeah.
Benedict Mathurin,
Dirty.
He should be the player of the year in the Pac-12 right now. Maybe one of the UCLA guys if they go on a roll, but I don't see how it can't be him, right?
Like, I'm sure Juzang is probably, like, the favorite to win it.
And I know they've been on pause so that no one's really been talking about UCLA, but...
Yeah, but you're right. But, I mean, Benedict's he's sick. Terrible name, good player.
I mean, who cares? Whatever the name is, like, you're probably the best player in the conference right now.
His last name's pretty good.
Mathurin?
Yeah, it's a good last name.
Yeah, so he's awesome. Yeah, I mean, Arizona, we've talked about how young they were to go in this hostile environment, true road game, undefeated. You're the hunted, not the hunter. It's impressive, and they're in an amazing spot. They're in the driver's seat to be a 1 seed in the NCAA tournament, which is crazy. If they can win the Pac-12 regular season, they'll probably get it because the ACC, Duke's the only chance. Who else is like right now the Big Ten? Who can?
Well, you got to remember. You got to remember that the one if they're competing out west, it's still kind of Gonzaga to get that west region. That's not saying they might not get a second 1 seed,
Right.
but the 1 seed that they want is the west, and I think that's Gonzaga without a
I mean,
doubt.
if you had to do 1 seeds right now, it's Baylor, Duke, Gonzaga, and Purdue. No?
Purdue. Yeah. I think Arizona has a chance to be in that, though.
No, they definitely have a chance. Yeah, but right now, yeah, they'd be like a 2.
Yeah, if they won this game, I think you could have maybe made the argument they'd be number 4. I don't know who you'd take out.
You can't take anyone out of that 4 right now.
I think if somebody goes
Even
in,
if they won this game and they stayed undefeated,
I guess you'd probably have to take out
Gonzaga because they have 2 losses maybe by default. I don't know.
I still say if somebody runs Ruckshaw through the SEC, they'll get a 1 seed.
What,
Like
goes like
Kentucky,
18-2?
Kentucky goes like 18-2. Yeah, something like that. Like somebody you have to reward that.
I don't know,
Come-
man.
You don't think so?
There's 18 games, like 16-2.
16-2.
Yeah.
Depends. Yeah, I mean they'd have to go 16. Like it's like Alabama cannot with this now.
No, I know the only one that's kind of there, and I don't think they're gonna do. I'm just saying, I do think the SEC.
Auburn can.
Yeah, fair. I think the SEC is actually gonna be like the big. No, well, I shouldn't say Big Ten like last year, but I think they're gonna beat themselves up a little bit with tough games and be low, like seeded not as high as they should be. And they're still just gonna be a bitch in the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing hurting Arizona's case is that the Pac-12 is not getting more than 3 teams in the tournament as it stands right now,
No,
right? Because it's USC, UCLA, and Arizona. That's pretty much it.
It's bad. It sucks because like
Oregon State's 2-10. Jeez,
Yeah.
that's just the March tournament run to remember, I guess.
and then like even the guys who were like pesky, like I definitely don't say his name correctly. Christosiak. Jake, is that his fucking name?
Stoyak from Utah, he's out.
Yeah, I know he's out. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like he's gone. So like Colorado loses some guys last year. Like we don't really know what's going. I mean, I don't know. The Pac-12 is disappointing. Like Oregon's bad, man. Oregon's so bad.
So bad.
So bad.
They're under 5 another 7
That might have been the worst take you've ever had in college basketball.
I know, but the thing is, bro, you know that they're gonna make some kind of run in the Pac-12 tournament.
I really don't.
Whatever. Fair enough.
You can't. You just gotta let it go.
I'm just thinking of a couple of years ago when they got all the way through as a 12.
Yeah. No, but final thoughts from this game. Tennessee earned a lot of respect from me. I think them, Kentucky, LSU, Auburn seemed like the clear cut. I mean, Alabama's still there, but Tennessee is definitely in that tier 1 of the SEC.
Oh,
right
Alabama's
now.
definitely still there. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like that, and like I know. I mean, Arkansas has a lot of work to do. They have a lot of work to do, but like that's why the SEC's. I mean, and we're not even saying Florida. Like Florida's going to be good
We'll
too.
be right
like,
there. Yeah.
not good, but like it's a tough conference. We've been right on the SEC.
Yeah, I definitely think they have a chance to have the most bids in the tournament. Speaking of a conference that's been doing really well, the Big East. So we'll backtrack to Tuesday here. Number 23, Villanova, 71. Number 18, Xavier, 58. We said it when we had Jack Nungy on the podcast a few days ago. Go ahead and watch it on YouTube. This seemed like it was a little bit of a letdown spot because Villanova was going to be the more desperate team. They needed this one badly. They had 2 horrific performances. They were at home, and they proved that they were the more desperate team because they smoked them.
Yeah, I mean Xavier started off hot. That first half they were fucking making every shot, but I mean their guys struggled, dude. I mean even like Fremantle 6, Scruggs had
6, Nungy 6.
Yeah, like they just didn't. That second half was brutal for them, and then
Nobody didn't even shoot. Nobody didn't even shoot lights out. They went 6 of 21 from 3. Like it
No, I
wasn't
know.
even like
the second half, that's where Gillespie came and Moore came. Like it almost came like to a point where it was the veteran just came through for him.
yeah.
Yeah, the second half was crazy. By the way, the anti-mobster bumped Nungy 6 points this season low.
I worry a little bit that we were so hot last year that we'll come back to earth. I also
The thing is, Nungy only like
didn't we go like 9-1 in the first round, and the
one
only game we lost was Morehead State
Was
because they
that
played head to head. Yeah, so
Yeah.
like we really went undefeated. Like whatever.
This game did nothing for me, honestly. Like it was such a letdown game for Xavier. They were winning. Villanova was struggling. I mean, Villanova's ranked 23 now. Like were what 4 to begin the season.
Something like that. Yeah.
And
I
close
mean,
to
if
that.
Villanova lost this game, then we could have had the conversation. Are they dead?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So like I mean Villanova, they're they are too well coached to ever be dead, in my opinion. Gillespie will always keep them in games. Moore will always keep them in games. Like the Big East isn't so good. Like they're good, but they'll be at the top no matter what this year. They're gonna be fine. But
It's remarkable though. They played. Sorry, Marty. They played fucking 6 guys. They played fucking 6 guys.
That's all they do. That's it.
It's
bro.
really. We said it in the beginning of the year. I think when we were doing like those like hypotheticals. If Jay Wright wins another championship in the next couple of years, I really put him like right there with the all-time greats. It's not an exaggeration.
No, it's not.
And like, but either way, like just what he does, you're right. You really can never count him out. I thought they were dead this year. As long as they got that guy, they'll be all right.
But I do like, bro. I'm telling, like, you can't win a national championship with 6 guys.
No, they'll be pesky and they'll give people. I mean, look at what they did last year without their best player. They gave Baylor their closest game.
Let me tell you, Gillespie's really good. Okay, he's really good. He is a super senior, kind of.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and I love him. Like, I know he's really good. He's one of the best college basketball players right now. But it's like, with this team, 6 players is not gonna win all. It's a home game against Xavier, and Xavier's good, but nothing crazy. Like, I'm still so very down on Villanova. This wasn't like a crazy impressive win for me.
The thing is unfortunately now that COVID's back on the table, God forbid there's an injury or a COVID-related issue.
Oh, dunzo.
That's what you fear. But then again, they were without their best player last season. They made the second weekend of the tournament, which no one expected.
But like, this is a legit 6-man rotation.
Right.
I mean, Archie Diacono played 4 minutes and
Longino.
I don't even know who the fuck that is.
Longino, yeah.
3 minutes. He didn't even shoot the ball. Like, you just can't win like that in long term. So I have everything we've been saying about Villanova is true. I don't care what the fuck everyone says.
I still think Xavier's a sneaky team in the conference.
They are. They definitely are. Again, it was such a letdown game.
They were so hot. Like, on the road. Yeah. It's a tough
they played like shit. They got a great coach. They have a good core.
It's interesting. Tuesday's a big game. UConn at home. Like, that'll show how Xavier is.
Right. Well, bridging there, UConn did beat Marquette 78-70. They're another team that kind of needed this, right? Tyrese Martin, RJ Cole combined for 45. I know UConn's been battling the injury bug throughout non-conference. They had Sonogo back. He came off the bench. So I think things are finally looking up and up.
We're talking about UConn right now?
Yeah.
You're telling me we're talking about UConn before Duke?
Hold on, Marty.
Big East. We're right
I'm
there.
Laughing. Hold on, Marty. I'm laughing because you obviously know who Picasso is, correct?
Like the artist?
Yeah. It's 50-50.
You just mansplained that. Marty explained it.
Mansplained Picasso?
Well, do you know he went through a blue period? Do you know what the blue period is?
No.
Okay, that's a thing.
You
Jake,
couldn't
you've
find
heard of
it
that?
to paint with?
Let's slow this down.
No,
for a
it's
second.
I don't really know. I think he painted everything blue. Whatever.
1 second. I had to think for a second if Picasso was a college basketball player.
What did he do? He painted everything blue?
Monochromatic paintings in the shades of blue and blue-green.
Yeah, okay. So whatever. We get into a long point, but Xavier's going through its blue phase right now, Marty. Ready? Nova, Connecticut, Georgetown, Butler, Nova, Creighton, DePaul.
Well, that's just the Big East.
And Marquette.
We've said that, bro. The Big East is
Blue and gray.
all blue. They finally get a break when they play Providence. If Marquette wears blue on January 23rd, like, I'm going to lose it.
Xavier, Butler, all the same teams, bro.
The Pantone geek in me is going crazy right now.
The what?
The Pantone geek.
It's colors.
The Pantone's like the specific shade of the color.
Don't
like
ever say Pantone to me ever again.
Yeah. But no, just briefly on the UConn Marquette game. UConn needed this one too. I feel like UConn and Villanova were kind of in similar positions. Obviously, UConn was dealing with the injuries, but they seem to have everybody back right now. And that this UConn at Xavier game next Tuesday, it'll set the stage a little bit. Not much else to say, but Martin and Cole.
I'm not really. I'm just not really. I think Marquette the shine has rusted off of Marquette. Does that make sense?
Yeah, they're the sexy team in week 2 because that had that Illinois crazy win, and they beat West Virginia too. But besides that, it's been over a month.
Yeah, it's
this
nothing
is 3
really.
straight losses. It's a tough game. They don't have a bad loss. Their losses are St. Bonaventure, Wisconsin, UCLA, Xavier, UConn. So no bad losses, but
but they're no longer sexy.
The closest loss was this game by 8. Every other
Right.
game was a larger margin than 8. So we'll see if Shaka has some magic in conference play for the Big East. The opportunities are certainly there. All right, Marty. So Duke 76, Virginia Tech 65. A little bit nervous there in the first half. But
listen, I want to do something right now. I want you. This year, we're going to work on Martin J. Mush being a rational Duke fan. We're going to work on it. It's a work in progress, okay? Tell me if I'm wrong. This win was so impressive to me because they were down pretty bad. Not bad, but it was like, 8 at one point?
Yeah.
And you turned your head for a second, they were up 5. It was like the Duke team last year loses by 15, easy. That game's over. And Paolo was obviously unbelievable. Griffin was great off the bench.
That's the thing I want to talk about is now they slow rolled him. He seems like a big part. They slow rolled him. And if you look, Theo John's minutes have gone down, which is not the worst thing in the world. But, I mean, Theo John being what, 8th guy? I guess depending on how you go with Joey Baker. He's the 7th, 8th guy.
Yeah.
That's fine, but that's still a pretty good rotation.
Well, the thing is what I'm saying.
They love Griffin.
About Duke is that Mark Williams, Theo John combined for 0 points. They have so many other guys to pick that up where it's like, and I gotta give credit where credit's due. Wendell Moore Jr. is the most improved player I've ever seen play, and he could not shoot a basketball last year. He was one of the worst basketball players I've ever seen, and he's dropping 20 a night now. But this is my favorite thing about Duke right now is that they were down. They know they're better than Virginia Tech. That's a game they played down to. And they covered 9.5, which was fantastic. I really needed that. But in seriousness, it's just that's just a game that was kind of throwaway game. It's Virginia Tech, whatever. Virginia Tech's not bad, but they just, even on not their good nights, they still play really well.
And you're gonna probably flip out and get mad, and maybe Jake will bring this back to the middle. But you look at Duke's schedule, right? Clemson, Notre Dame, Georgia Tech, Miami. The ACC is really bad, and they're carried by freshmen. And, their best player is a freshman. Probably maybe 2 best players, depending on if you put Wendell Moore ahead of Keels, right? You agree with that? 2 of their best 3 players, freshmen?
Yeah.
And then Griffin might be 3 out of 4. So either way, I'm just proving that they're a young team, right?
It is.
Do you think that they're going to have I'm not saying that's who they are, but do you think they'll have a Gonzaga effect where the most important game that they will have played would have been that loss to Ohio State in late November or early December? You get what I'm saying? Their 3 toughest games will all be way before Christmas. If
I could go through the screen and punch you in the throat, I would.
Are you saying the WCC and the ACC are similar, Rico?
No. What I'm saying is you worry about a young team. I'm going to
shit on my computer.
It's a well thought out thought. And you're just being an idiot because you're not understanding what.
No, I understand what you're saying because yes, I understand.
It's a young team who gets high on their own emotions. We're really good. Nobody can beat us. Our shit doesn't stink. Hasn't been tested. Runs through the ACC, possibly undefeated, which is a very possible thing. Runs through the ACC tournament, gets there, and then gets in a fucking dogfight like they did a couple of years ago with a young team like Zion and RJ Barrett against UCF, and they're shitting their pants. So do you not see that the two can be very, very similar? That's all I'm saying.
It's not a crazy one because they did play a good non-conference this year with Ohio State. Again, I'm telling you that Ohio State loss is great.
It is, but you can't say that
let me go
being
through
in
it.
December.
I'm going through it because first of all, North Carolina is better than BYU. I don't care what you say. That's better. But again, if I'm being an unbiased Duke fan, the ACC is brutal right now. Virginia is a awful team.
So
Boston College is awful. Wake Forest is actually good. I mean, Wake Forest is 11-1.
Yeah, but when you start to say, like, I think somebody tweeted it tonight too, like Virginia Tech can be. Oh, Bean Cardi tweeted it. He goes, I said Virginia Tech could be the second best team in the ACC. Like tonight's a chance to prove it. I like Virginia Tech. I like the kids on the team, but like you're telling me they're the second best or Wake Forest. Like, what kind of fucking conversations are we having right now? These are the second best teams in the ACC.
No, it's a great. I'm again like obviously, the ACC is very, very, very down. But I'm serious with it's a good point you're making. UNC at UNC is always going to be tough, like
without a doubt.
Crazy. At Syracuse is like Duke is going to have a target on their backs, which makes it a little harder for them, which will be good. But Gonzaga always has too, but they also play Pacific. But again, and I got to be honest, I got to stop saying Pacific. I always say them. That's a tough one.
Also, Goodman is on Rico and I side now. Jeff Goodman tweeted at Marty saying you're ridiculous for your WCC take.
Well, the WCC is still so like the WCC and the ACC. I'm gonna be honest, same thing this year.
WCC might get more teams in the tournament.
They might.
I'll bet it right now. They won't. They won't.
It's to be determined. But either, I mean.
But you're right. It is something. Yes, it's something to be concerned about. Again, I'm happy Duke has lost already, and I'd also know this Duke team. They might slip up one game here, but they're gonna. They're not even. It's not even close how much better they are than everyone in the ACC.
It's just crazy because
but that's something you might have to worry about.
No, I know. You are correct.
Usually, like there's the group in Virginia, FSU, North Carolina, Louisville, Syracuse.
I'm telling you right now, Clemson's going to be a weird game on Wednesday. 2:00 on Wednesday is going to be a very weird game.
Yeah, Clemson beat Virginia tonight. They smoked them.
I'm
Virginia.
I'm going to say, I think we have to cut off saying the name Virginia until they do anything otherwise. They are bad.
Yeah, what do we call them?
They're 7-5.
What about just no matter? Yeah, we just say the only one seed to ever lose an NCAA tournament game. I'm sorry,
in the first round.
In the first round,
16
yeah, sorry, the one seed. I don't even know. Yeah, fucking
the one seed who shall not be named.
What about Marty? What about UMBC's bitch?
Yeah.
They got a game coming up against UMBC's bitch.
I'm not giving them credit. America East, go Cats! Big win over Colgate today.
All right. Well, I think you've come back around on it, Marty. But I do worry a little bit that your toughest games are, early. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, again, we have to see how the ACC really does shake out. It's been bad at the beginning. I mean, Miami's a team where they seem very up and down. I'm not saying that they are very up and down. Clemson's like an okay team. It's what I'm saying though. You're right. It is sad that I'm like, oh, Clemson is watch out for them a little bit in the ACC, which is bad.
Right.
And Wake Forest, the fact that I'm even saying Wake Forest is a team I got to watch out for is sad as well.
Listen, any road game in a conference, in a major conference, it's tough.
Who did Wake Forest lose to?
Wake Forest, LSU by 14.
And they went, but they've been to Northwestern.
They haven't really played anyone. Their wins against Northwestern and Virginia Tech, which Northwestern, by the way, they're 8-2.
Yeah. The weird dude, like, see, it's so weird that like seeing Louisville, fucking Virginia, like all these teams not be that good.
FSU.
FSU's a weird team as well. Like, what the fuck?
FSU is just quietly like 6-4. Their only bad loss is South Carolina. Lost to Florida, Syracuse, and Purdue. But still, I don't know. It's weird.
It's just weird. The ACC is like always dominant, and it's like, oh, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, like the ACC tournament the last few years has been awesome, but this year, I mean, right now, 1-2 bid league, maybe 3.
Crazy.
But do you agree with what I'm saying with Duke though?
Yeah, I think it's good to have the Ohio State loss, but I don't think
No, I'm
if
not
they
saying
lose
that. I'm saying like just take tonight's game where they were down early.
yes, young team,
Yes.
conference opener.
Yes.
I mean, Paolo's
down.
ridiculous,
But to have 3 months of beating bad teams could be fool's gold. That's all I'm saying. And don't get me wrong, Marty. You asked me who's the most talented, one of the most talented teams in the country. It's them. But Gonzaga's been one of the most talented teams in the country for years and never won and got rich and fat off beating bad teams. That's all I'm going to say.
No, and I've said that, so I have to give it to my
Right.
own team right now. We'll see how the ACC turns out. I mean, the ACC's never been like the WCC, so we'll see.
Right.
But I really do think that Duke is the most talented team in college basketball this year.
Top. I think it's really.
I think it's them, Baylor, and
I think it's four like at the top of the conversation. I'm probably forgetting somebody, but
I feel like Purdue's deeper.
Baylor,
than Duke,
Purdue. Right now, it's Baylor to me. Like what I've seen of like the top echelon, the top 1%. Baylor, Purdue, Gonzaga, Duke, and then kind of there's a ton of teams in the mix.
The thing holding me back with Purdue, bro, is like you see like a loss to Rutgers. I know it's that shot, but like Rutgers is bad. They're just not good. And then coming back off of that, NC State, it's like there is some flaws in Purdue.
That was a weird road trip for them, though.
Ivy is really good, obviously, but I don't know. It's like sometimes just the big man, which they are predominantly the big man besides Ivy, it's like slows everything down, and I don't know.
I would take Purdue over Duke right now, just the depth.
Really? I'm not even. This is not me being biased.
No, I mean, I think you have a case for either way. I don't think it's crazy.
No, it's not an outrageous thing. It's 2 versus 2 and 3. Like it's not to say. I don't know. I think that
the depth and the experience is what does it for me.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
but I see yours too. Your guys you have more pro talent, like raw basketball talent. I don't know. And the coaching.
No, I mean it's obviously. Not again. It's 2 versus 3. It's not fucking outrageous to say. I just think that Paolo Keel, like the biggest thing for Duke though is going to be Griffin. If he's an actual real factor, which he's been seeming to be because he was supposed to be, but he was hurt. Like that's if they are 4.
That's a whole new level.
Keel's more Paolo and fucking who am I missing? Fuck.
Wendell Moore, Roche. Yeah.
Those 4, like that's unstoppable. But
right.
By the way, you mentioning the jump for Wendell Moore. So he had 10 double-figure games last season. He has had double figures in all 12 so far this season.
Yeah, that's a big jump.
Again, he was abysmal.
That's a big jump.
Your most hated guys last year on the show were Jalen Johnson and him.
Yeah, and now I love him.
Yeah, so good for him. Back on Marty's good side. Those are all the marquee games. We have Beating the Buzzer and Love-Hate and the box score game, of course. So if we want to start with Love-Hate, who wants to go first?
I would like to start. You know what? I'll bring the story in. I love the relationships we make on this podcast. Last night, or 2 nights ago, I went to me and Rico ended up going to dinner with Luca Garza. Nice Italian dinner. And bro, it was so funny. They got there before me. I'm late, obviously, as usual.
Where'd you guys go?
Shout out Capola's. It was fucking.
I literally order there all the time,
bro. It's so
good.
Cheap as shit too. It's great.
It's awesome.
Also eating dinner with the 6'11" guy. The poor guy had to stretch like 6 times. But we're going, and they're sitting down already, and I'm waiting to fucking show my Vax card. And I'm waiting. Finally get it, and I see my boy. I doubt him. I'm like, oh, what's up? And he goes, oh, like, say hello to Ray. This fucking Ray Lewis was just at Capola's with my friend.
What?
It was outrageous. And I sit down, and Rico thinks I'm about to like roast him about something. And it was like, bro, did you just see Ray Lewis at fucking at Capola's?
I didn't see him. Luca didn't see him. It was weird, and he like walked right out. It was weird though, because it was one of those things where you felt like they were like, because they came from the back and they were all well dressed, and like you didn't like
too, right?
We were in a conversation, yeah. Like they got up. There was definitely like a little commotion when they left, and it was like it didn't really look like I was paying attention. Excuse me, this conversation, and I'm like, and then Marty says it. I'm like, oh, I never would have thought of fucking Ray Lewis though. Of all people, you would have thought it might have been a New York guy, like whatever. It was crazy.
But just to let everyone know, Rico still does talk about CYO and the doing the clock to NBA players.
Do you guys go to dinner after the game?
No.
Oh, it went on. We ended up
going
going
on Monday.
I was chilling on Monday, and all of a sudden Luca called me. He's like, "Hey, I'm like, we could go to dinner. Like, would you like to go?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, let's go."
That's nice.
But yeah, it was just Enrico fucking said Brajol 47 times.
I got the special with Brajol. It was fucking unbelievable. It's like melting your mouth. The meatball too. Like normally I'm not a big meat. This thing was like liquid. It was fucking unbelievable.
Yeah, that's my love. And then my hate. I'm kind of going to Rico. I haven't seen many hates. I'm gonna stick to my hate of the WCC because it's actually incredible how many. Like, I've been saying this since the beginning of the year. Like, we've had this fight, and then all of a sudden I see Rothstein, I see Goodman, I see all these cats fucking tweeting about the WCC. It's fucking insane.
You do know it's you versus the world, right?
It makes – and I've been right. They've been losing the fucking losers.
No.
Yes.
All we've been saying is that it's much deeper and better than usual.
I don't see how it is.
Gonzaga, BYU, and San Francisco are 32-5.
They have, but they've played Gonzaga and BYU. The only teams that playing people.
San Francisco has beaten Davidson, which is now a good win.
Oh my!
Nevada, UAB, which is a top 50 KenPom team.
We're doing this again. UAB in Nevada. UAB in Nevada.
UAB is 10-3.
You just can't win with them. Can I go so I can stop listening to this fucking guy?
No.
It's the same conversation every week.
No, and I'm gonna do it again. Let's do it again, boys. Okay. UAB. This is who they played. Okay, let's listen. UNC Asheville. They're good, right? Morehead State. I've heard they're good. Rhodes. Man, Rhodes is good. That's a good team. South Carolina. Oh,
every fucking time.
South Carolina beat UAB. Got it. Alabama A&M. Those guys are fucking sick.
All you're saying is they're a top 50.
They're
fucking at least read faster if you're gonna be a
I
fucking
want to
troll.
make sure everyone knows. New Mexico. I've heard they're fucking unbelievable. ETSU, great. Millsaps. They scored 29 points in 2 games.
Wait, why'd you skip St. Louis?
St. Louis, okay.
Oh.
No, what? St. Louis is good?
Number
St.
80
Louis is pesky.
Grambling, they're good. West Virginia, West Virginia beat UAB. That you cannot tell me I'm wrong. That is fucking outrageous that we're saying UAB is a good team.
They're top 50 KenPom. That's all.
And that doesn't fucking matter. They have lost to everybody that they played was good.
No.
Be honest with me right now, Rico. Right now, tell me that is a good schedule that they played and who they've won.
Who, Nevada?
No, fucking UAB.
Yeah, I mean,
no,
they're good in Conference USA. They'll be all right.
They beat Millsap.
All right. They also don't get many opportunity. Like you're doing apples and oranges, which is you're knocking on this. Like they're not going to get a lot of these games against big time teams.
No, but
they got the West Virginia. Yeah, okay, all right.
They're losing them.
They were in that West Virginia game. I watched it. They were in.
They lost.
Okay, all right. Jesus Christ. Davidson didn't beat anybody the year they made it to the Elite Eight, but they were in the games. So, like.
We're in the now. And it's, hey, they beat Millsaps. So that's good.
Yeah. Go ahead, Rico.
I love the upside of LSU. I'll be honest. I watched them tonight. I know it was fucking Lipscomb, but LSU has the number one defensive efficiency in the country right now. They got 3 guys in double digits scoring. Will Wade's a hell of a coach. I know people hate him. It's a tough run here as they start going with Auburn on Wednesday. But I like their potential as a sleeper, like in the SEC. I know now they're ranked, but like LSU was predicted 5th, 6th. I love the athleticism. I love the upside here of LSU. I'll be honest. They're a very, very good team.
100%. Remember, they lost Adam Miller preseason, the Illinois transfer. So I feel like they're still being slept on. We got to get Will Wade back on.
Yeah, he was entertaining. I like him. And I think I just still hate CVS. Tonight was they everyone drew their guns. No, there was no murders in the streets. But CVS, yeah, I'm fuck them.
Why?
Because they refused to put anybody behind the counter. Tonight they had 3 people on cashiers. It must have been like Christmas week. But they just keep forcing you to self-checkout. It's a fucking scam.
All right. Fair enough. I love Kentucky scheduling Western Kentucky for the tornado relief. Some things are bigger than sports. And Oscar Tshiebwe, 28 rebounds.
Yeah, that was outrageous. I like the sign.
I think I saw, though, I think Huggins had taken some shots at him. Maybe it got taken out of context. I don't want to speak out of turn, but I think I saw some quotes like that. Like, I don't think they left on the best of terms. Let's just put it that way. But this guy's balling out. So,
right. And I know, Rico, you offered a tip of the cap to Coach Calipari for scheduling this.
Yeah,
game.
I mean, it's crazy, like fucking relationships we make now. I guess I'm like I like the Caliparis now. I'll never love them, but I'm getting tips of what they're doing, and fucking I gotta give them compliments. Which it's Christmas. I feel like the Grinch, But what are you gonna do?
Yeah. So
credit. No, in all seriousness, this is great. And Calipari obviously has a huge outlet. He can make a fuck ton of money for people who need it. So good for them, obviously.
Yeah. And then the thing I hate is there was this one play between Utah State and Portland State. I don't know if you guys saw this. The guy tossed up an alley-oop 3/4 of the court, and it went in. And they ruled it a 2 because it was considered a pass. They changed it to a 3, though.
Yeah, that's maybe the most.
Why it was called a 2?
It's egregious. What is it? Egregious?
That's the most. See that play?
That's the most egregious. That's the most egregious call I've ever seen in my life. He threw it from 3/4 court and it went in.
Yeah, because it looked like a lob.
Marty, in the little knowledge you have of reffing, if you were put in that game, would you have ever called that a 2? I'm not. Would you have ever called that a 2?
That's like the in semi-pro when they did an alley-oop and they said that's a foul. 2 fouls. I don't know what the fuck that was.
I'm sending it right now to you guys.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah. So the SID came out with the refs, and a shot initially counted as a 2 because it was considered a pass, and then you have people in the replies like sending a screenshot of the rule book.
That's the dumbest.
Wait, what?
They initially ruled it a 2.
That's a fucking shot. Is this guy fucking kidding me?
No, they changed it. They got it right. It was a 3.
I mean, it's not a shot, but it went in, so it's a shot.
From behind the line.
Any attempt. Any attempt at the basket is a shot, Marty.
But it wasn't obviously, I understand it's a 3. Believe me, I am on your side, but he was trying to pass it.
Doesn't matter.
I know it doesn't matter. It's a 3. Yeah.
Yeah. What are the refs thinking?
I have no idea. Like, how do you think like even if it's an accident, if an action 3 works?
I don't know, but
I can't stop watching it. I don't understand what goes in.
Yeah, it looks like you just put no effort into it.
Did we
just because of what if that was his shooting form?
Exactly. We need to tweet that.
That's nuts, man.
Insane. So yeah, it seems like they got it right though, but I hate that was originally ruled a 2. That should be worth 4 or 5.
Shot counts as a 2 because it's a pass, not an attempted shot. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. But that's
I'm gonna say something big of me. I think you got to keep your eye on Illinois.
Yeah, I think the Curbelo, they need him. If they can get him back, they can contend with Purdue.
Well, it depends on Curbelo. Big, like they're gonna get him back, but it depends how he really is, because they were, again, like I said, they weren't playing that great with him. So it depends.
Right? Yeah, he was terrible in that Marquette game. Remember, everyone was hopping on top of him.
That's what I'm saying. Like he kind of almost ruined the team. So it's like, it's just keep an eye on them. They're on my radar of like, I do fucking hate them, but
Yeah,
Good coach. They'll be all right.
Let's get into beating the buzzer. It's pretty quick this week. But 3-2-1. Bye game losses. Wright State 84, NC State 70. Another tough one for the ACC. NC State's another one of those teams that they've had like tournament success these last recent few years. Kevin Keats, good coach, but you lose to Wright State. I know they gave Marty gave him some gear, right? They gave you some gear.
who?
Wright State.
Oh yeah, when I was in Michigan. Yep.
Tournament success from NC State.
They made the Sweet 16 in 2015.
I can't. He's. I'll tell you what, man. He's good. He's good. He almost got me.
BJ Anya buzzer beater.
All right, you got it. He almost got me there.
6 years ago, he goes Sweet 16.
He almost got me. He almost got me to blow up and fucking wake my wife up again. He almost got me. Here you go, Jakey. You got your box of nails, buddy. Go to the next one. Jesus Christ.
The funny thing is, he's serious about that.
He's so serious. He's like, it's crazy. He's a serial killer.
16, 2015. They beat number 1 Villanova.
Wow.
He's a serial killer.
Success.
It's insane. This guy, I can't.
And more brutality. Ole Miss loses a bye game to Stanford.
That's a bad loss. Not as bad as Georgia losing to East Tennessee State, though. Well, the East Tennessee State's good.
Yeah. Boise State 58, Washington State 52. The Broncos have won 6 in a row. 5 teams in the Mountain West have at least 9 wins right now.
Bro, I tweeted this, Marty. Washington State is somehow always, maybe because they start late, they're somehow always on one of the screens. Bro, they play speed limit games. 45, 55. They're just 50. It's crazy. They're
Limit games.
They literally play speed limit games.
I like
It's nuts.
games.
Yeah.
Also, any
Also, their coach looks like Dustin Hoffman. I finally figured it out tonight. I kept being
Marty's coach of the year.
Yeah.
what's his name? Kyle Smith or something like that?
Yeah.
Any Stoolie that listens, I'd love for you to DM me every episode over under how many times Rico mentions he has more than one TV.
Okay.
Yes.
Or what's
All right, look. This is Kyle Smith. Okay.
YouTube exclusive.
Yeah. And then this is Dustin Hoffman.
As Rico's waiting.
Wait, is it Dustin Hoffman?
St. Mary's smoked Missouri State.
Who's the guy in
75-58.
Mystic River? Who's the guy in Mystic River?
I don't
No
know.
idea what Mystic River is.
Also, one more little tidbit.
Fuck.
So we've unfortunately heard of a lot of cancellations due to COVID this week, right? Here's a new one. Arizona State and Florida A&M canceled due to an arena power outage.
That was wild.
Sean Penn. It's
You
Sean
saw that?
Penn. It's not Dustin Hoffman. He looks like Sean Penn.
I feel like arena power outages are one thing, but arena power outages when you're a Pac-12 school, it's another.
It was wild. Yeah, like nothing worked.
Yeah, so that's unfortunate. But I guess it's good to have a cancellation over that due to COVID.
Can't
But-
believe this guy said Sweet 16 in 2015.
That's all I got.
It was really
I'm so
upsetting.
mad about that.
It's just perfect ending. So like,
I
just
think
get
it's because I was there that it sticks out to me a lot. So I was like, oh, it happened at Syracuse? Okay. That's a big deal. That'll stick
Yeah,
with me.
success.
They got 10 years of a bye in my eyes, in my brain. Box
Outrageous.
score. Who wants to do it?
I think that was the one that that's the one that probably cost me a ton of money. Because yeah, they lost to NC State, who was what seed were they?
They're in 8. It was NC State LSU was the 8-9 game. BJ Anya hit a buzzer beater tip in.
Yeah, and then in
And
2016,
then they beat Villanova.
yeah, and then in 2016, Villanova, who shot a fuck ton of threes, I was like, they can't do it, and sure as shit, that started the whole run. Yeah, so that NC State game, fuck NC State.
Yeah.
Shout out the Yeshiva Maccabees 50 straight wins
50
against
straight.
D3 teams. The Jewish Joker is
Yep.
lighting it up.
Yeah, we're
Members of
going.
the tribe.
We're definitely
Also,
going.
if people would have any interest in maybe hanging out watching some March Madness with us, playing some hoops in New York City, grabbing some drinks on a certain night, let's just hear your interests. What do you guys say?
What happened?
If people just throwing it out there, maybe want to like play some hoops, grab some drinks, watch some March Madness with us.
Yeah, fuck it. I don't give a fuck. We're doing a 3-on-3 tournament. I don't give a fuck what anyone says.
No more teasing. We
I
can't
do what
tease.
I
We're not
want.
teasers.
I-
Let me tell you something, Jake. We put out on the first date. We're
Yeah.
still growing. We're not part
Yeah.
of my take. You're doing like meet us at this. We're not there yet.
I do what I want.
We fuck on the first date. We fuck and suck on the first date. So guess what? Yeah, we're doing a 3-on-3 tournament, March 15th. You get paid that day. Fucking pay your registrations. Enter the contests. It's gonna be awesome.
We'll watch the first four together afterwards.
Yeah, listen up. It's gonna be. Start thinking about it now. It's on a Tuesday, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's on a Tuesday. You're gonna take the day
That
off.
whole week is like March Madness.
Whole week.
Yeah. Tuesday, you take the day off. Tournament will start around 9:00 till the end of the day, like 5:00. We'll all be there. Barstool will have its own team playing in it. It's a 3-on-3 tournament. You can have up to eight players on it. It'll be a very reasonable price. There'll be games like a 3-point contest or a half court. We're going to figure it all out when you can win prizes. The championship, we will announce it when we can actually announce that, what you win. You're going to get gear. You're going to get a whole package deal. And then after, we're going to go to a bar and drink and watch the games. There's nothing better. Start getting your friends, and everyone plays basketball still. I don't care what you say. Everyone still plays basketball. I know, and everyone's always thinks they're good at basketball. So show us. And again, you have potential to play against Barstool personalities, and it's going to be a great day. And if this goes well, we can go to. It's going to be in New York, and if this goes well, we can go to every other city and make this a bigger tournament into a bigger deal. So we'd love for everyone to come out and see the fans, see everybody play against you guys. It's gonna be fucking awesome. So comment and tweet us about it and just be like, let's get the buzz going. No?
Yeah.
100%.
And then if you're you're asking like why haven't we done a live show in a little bit, we're coming.
Michigan.
January 8th against Michigan State.
Yep.
I've heard that's a big game.
Is it the 8th?
Yes.
Yeah.
Remember when we
8th.
had our little controversy with Dukes' graphic of the rivalries?
Yeah.
The Michigan State people were ready.
They're nuts. I almost want Michigan State to like force our hand to have to do a live show at Michigan State when Michigan goes there.
Maybe they should take the drive from East Lansing to Ann Arbor.
For sure, yeah. But we have a lot of things coming. You guys are the only people like we have to thank for that. Without you guys, we can't do any of this shit. So
2:30 tip in Ann Arbor on the 8th, Marty.
Ooh, wow. Saturday night's gonna be fantastic.
2:30. Nice.
Seriously, though, I know we joke around a lot, but you guys are the only reason we can do this. So thank you guys. So look out for Michigan. Look out for our live shows. Look out for, again, March 15th. Start taking your days off. Let's make a day out of it. We're drinking after. We're playing basketball, watching basketball. Only thing you could ask for.
Yeah. I got a box score if you guys want.
Yeah, let's hear it.
All right. 14, 8, 8, 12, 10, 1, 2, 2, 4, 5.
64.
Oh.
Wow.
Do you both want to keep it?
Yeah.
66.
Oh.
That's remarkable.
Gwinnett Mercy College against Lafayette.
Oh, I know somebody who went there.
No, you don't.
Gwinnett Mercy
Yes,
University.
I fucking do. You want me to call him?
Yeah, call him. Call him at 1:18 in the morning.
Gwinnett Mercy University.
Don't call him.
They got an 88% acceptance rate.
Also, if anyone's watching on YouTube, like I look like I'm doing the show with two telemarketers. with their fucking
Yeah, I got a
That's
shit
it.
bag. Oh no, somebody sent me this, so whoever sent it to me, thank you.
No
but-
mic issues this year for Rico. So
Yeah,
far. I
because
hope
you know
I-
why, Jake? I'll show you why. I'll show you fucking why. Where is it? Yeah, fucking look at this fucking thing. That's why. Piece of
Jesus
shit.
Christ.
That's why. Fucking thing's
For
over
those who
there.
are not watching, Rico just threw his microphone across the room.
All right, I gotta go.
All
I'm gonna get
And
boxed to
also-
nails to death quick.
And also, Rico can only get. He's wearing everything free, even his fucking headset.
All right. Just Merry Christmas, fuck boy.
Oh, by the way, no show Monday. We'll be back.
Yeah, Wednesday's a big
Thursday.
day.
Yeah.
We're back. Peace, man.